I grew up in a Christian school. Well, actually, first I was homeschooled till 5th grade, and then I went to Christian school, which was a square peg kind of experience in itself. I'm not going to focus there. So I spent up till 11th grade, my junior year, at this school. And you have to understand, in a small Christian school in rural Lidditz, there's like 20 people in a class, maybe 25. I think we actually had the largest class ever at like 29. So the friend pool is really small, especially if you're like an art kid and you like music and those kinds of things. There's not a lot of people to hang out with. So most of my friends were actually 2 grades above me in my sister's class. So what really happened to me is when they all graduated when I was a junior, I didn't have any friends left. So I had a bunch of kids in my class I got along with, but really no common interests. So halfway through my 11th grade, I actually left there, and I made the decision to go to public school in Manheim Central, Lancaster County, for those who are not aware, which is a really big football school. It's also a big farming school. So I went there, first day, in the 3rd marking period. I rocked in there with my Doc Martens and my dress slacks and probably a black turtleneck or something and some spiked blonde hair. And I walked into this place and went to the guidance counselor and they gave me my classes. And it was a weird thing because I went from regular scheduling to block scheduling, so they told me I couldn't take art classes, which just blew my mind. I'm like, instead, I had to take a class which was Introduction to Agriculture instead of art class. So I was pissed. They informed me I had to do a senior project, which most people had already started. I want to do an art. I said, well, if you don't take any art classes, you can't do your senior project in art. Equally, even more pissed. So they gave me a locker number. So I walked down this hall of all these lockers, found my locker. I was just so overwhelmed by how large this place was. I know I was late for every class for the first 2 weeks because I was used to this tiny building with so few people, and now I'm in a school of 3,000 people. So my first day, I got my locker, put my stuff in it, went to my classes, and I went to lunch. Went through the long lunch line, got a chicken sandwich or whatever, and got to the end of the line and just froze because I'm like, where the fuck do I sit? Like, I don't know any of these people. Now, fortunately, I knew one girl there. I went to youth group with her. The Christian school I went to had a youth group, and I went there sometimes. I knew her. So she waved me over. I sat down, not knowing any of these people. They're all kind of jocks. I finally realized that this is the table. Like, that everyone wants to sit at ever. So it's like the captain of the football team, captain of the cheerleading squad, and they all love me. So I instantly become like this phenomenon in this rural school. Nobody understands who the hell I am because I'm this art kid that's sitting with all the cool people. So created some problems too because then all like the country thugs start messing with me. So the same time, I meet these other guys, because I find out where I can go smoke a cigarette. So I befriend the skinheads. So there's 3 of them. It's Josh Love, John Roach, and another guy, I can't remember his name. So I start hanging out with these guys in the evenings and weekends, and then during the day with all the football jocks. So I'm going to, these skinhead parties, which I don't agree with anything they believe in whatsoever, and I'll tell them they're full of shit, which is why they loved me. And I ended up actually at a party in Harrisburg with like 300 skinheads, just standing there and having these conversations with people. That was just the most bizarre experience of my life. So that kind of culminated. I spent about 3 months there, and at that point, I was actually already working full-time in a fine dining restaurant in Ephrata. I actually ended up, because I was working so much, I was only going to school a couple days a week. And I don't think they actually knew I went there because they went for 3 months with me going only a couple days a week and showing up late most days. So I finally got called to the office. The vice principal said, said to me, he's like, you have straight A's for some reason, but you only show up for 2 days a week. You should probably start coming a little bit more. I'm like, that's fine. I'm just going to drop out.